I guess thankfully she brought a bag of... My confusion is that she only planned to go run in front of Amino, so how much change of clothes could she really have? Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with the second episode of Vision of Escaflowne. We start today with a comment from Master Detective from the Patreon, from the episode, the only one we could have watched, Fateful Confession. LOL and the rogue 1990s mecha pics keep on coming. This has forever been on my list, and I guess I'll finally check it out. I mean, that's good to know. I am glad that sometimes things get picked that other people already wanted to watch. Although I have no doubt in my mind that means that you're just going to go ahead and watch well ahead of me. And I'm going to be left in the dirt, not knowing, left in the dust, not knowing what's happening. Where you'll have finished the series well ahead of me. Anyway, we of course have a board to go with the show, and hopefully future me remembers to add a link down below with this as an image. Maybe not so much for this one. I think you guys could figure out what's going on this board, but future images where there might be more characters and it might become a little bit more complicated of a character relationship board will be posted down below in the links. Of course, there's a board change log we do with all these, and this one's going to be a little bit more obvious because everything you can see there. Added Yukari Achida, Hitomi Kanzaki, Susumu Amano, Van Fannel, and Bulgus. Connected Yukari to Susumu with a green line. Connected Yukari to Hitomi with a green line. Connected Hitomi to Susanoo with a purple line. Connected Hitomi into Van with a white line. And connected Van to Bulgus with a green line. I, of course, also had notes, as I take notes on the last episode when I go into the next one. So, my notes about the first episode. I feel like this show is going to be a reverse harem by the opening lyrics and the shots it chooses to focus on during those lyrics. Specifically talking about being lonely while in love, then repeating the I love you line while flickering between shots of different male characters. Specifically, I don't think I completed this thought when I got to the end credits of the first episode, but I know in the first episode, it looks like some tall, blonde guy who we haven't seen in the show yet, um, and Van are the main two. Who are you gonna fall in love with? Sort of things. Sorry, I'm also reminded of Macross Frontier. Who are you going to kiss? One of the main songs of that one. But in the end credits, it's Amano and again the other tall guy we haven't seen yet. And Van is in those credits, but he's like not interacting with Hitomi at all. So I feel like it's gonna be like a not a love square, like three possible interests to be in love with and Hitomi. I mean, I guess you could make a triangle with Hitomi being in the center of it. The first tarot card we see at the start of the episode is La Torre, or the Tower. The image on its face seems to me to be the Tower of Babel, which usually is meant to imply man's hubris in the face of God, men building a tower to reach God back when all language was unified as one. Then God destroys the tower and curses mankind with misunderstanding by by dividing up their languages. I talked about this during our Symphogear reaction as well, as it came up there. I, of course, could be wildly misremembering the Tower of Babel story, so ignore me if I am. It's just kind of funny that later in the episode, it's our main character that is the only one that can understand Van, who comes from another world, and conceivably has his own language. And I guess, not for nothing, but there is also angels in the opening credits. One last notice, it's also a man and a woman falling out of the tower in the card. Van leaves his world and comes here, then they both leave here to go to Van's world, not on purpose, so also quite prophetic. Just as a note, I make it every series where available. I react to the show in Japanese, but I take my notes in English. That way I get to see every show on the channel, when possible, in both sub and dub, and get to compare them as well. And I gotta say, I don't dislike the English voices for the characters, they fit pretty well. Alright, so seeing as we are seeing the characters get super excited about Amano breaking 11 seconds, 10.64 in the scene that we see him in his time trial in a track event, it seems likely that they are doing the 100-meter runs. The world record for that is 9.58 seconds, held by Usain Bolt for men since 2009, and 10.49 seconds by Florence Griffin Joyner for women since 1988. Interestingly, since Vision of Escaflowne came out in 1996, Usain's record didn't exist yet, so Amano would have been competing against the world record of the time, which for men would have been Donovan Bailey at 9.84 seconds. Meaning that Amano was only 4/5 of a second away from the world record. At the same time, to even qualify for the Olympic semifinals, most athletes needed to run 10.2 seconds or faster, with the slowest qualifying times at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics being around 10.5 seconds. So, while Amano isn't the fastest around, he'd still likely be considered around the 100th best runner in the world, which isn't nothing. In fact, it's such a realistic place to be that I kinda respect his character more for not being exaggerated or so much better than everyone else. So it seems like Van sees Hitomi as she's running through him, but I suppose the possibility also exists that he's looking at something else that just happens to be in the same direction she's running from. Considering that her other visions don't appear to involve people seeing her, like Balgus talking to Van about his brother's failure, or taking on the dragon. No one notices her in that room. I was going to suggest that her visions were of different points in time, but it seems very much like the conversation with Balgus appears to be happening in the now, as we know Van goes off to fight the dragon soon after that, leading to the dragon fight that happens later in the episode. So I'd have to think that the marching army of mechs, the duel of the white mech was in, the collapsing tower, all of these things are happening concurrently. Also, have to say, bit of a name drop, as I'd guess these are all visions of Escaflowne. Well, not Escaflowne, actually, as it turns out, visions of Gaia. That was a funny joke. Point of interest, the grandmother gave Hitomi the pendant. I assume she's going to be someone important in the other world, kind of a Nino Kunai situation, if you're familiar with that game. The fact there are angels in the opening and that Amano seemed to appear to be the angel in between the transition of Hitomi's visions and her waking up. I'm not 100% sure he was about to confess that he loves her, like the scene initially seemed to project. I can't shake the possibility that he might be her guardian angel, and that he was about to level with her about everything that's going on due to the trip she just took. It also seems to me that his counting the pendulum swings might be indicative of something that's happening, and he was doing it to check, not just to make small talk with her. Also, if he knew all this stuff about what was going to happen, it could explain why he was telling everyone ahead of time that he would be leaving. When Hitomi sneaks out of the house to see Amano, we see the Latore card on the desk, implying that she did a reading before deciding to go out and tell him how she feels. Except, to the left of the Latore card is a card turned to the left that says 15 innocent, which, interesting enough, is not a real card. The 15 card is actually the devil, and associated with control, illusion, deception, and materialism. We can see from the pan back that she's using the Celtic cross layout, meaning that we can only see card 2, which is the situation, and card 6, present state of the problem. So the devil is sitting in the situation, while the tower is in her present state of the problem. Of course, we also see the Ace of Dragons, or Serpents as Hitomi says, representing a new phase of personal strength, transformation, and potential. But we have no clue where in the cross it's located. I'd have to guess it's the 5th card representing short-term outlook, or generally the near future, considering everything that happens in the episode thereafter. I really liked how much time we spent in our world in the first episode. A lot of isekai fail to spend enough time grounding our characters in the world they came from, making them completely molded by the new world from the audience perspective. I know Hitomi has friends back home, aspirations, people she wants to see again, to some small degree. I know what her day-to-day is like. I appreciate that. That's good character development. Character building, rather. I wonder if Van heard Amino or Yukari talking, and that is why he said they were of the demon world. That the language that they are speaking is the demon language, i.e., people from Earth have come to this world before and their language is known to him, and that they think they are demons. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to intuit that Hitomi has future sight or not, via the fight between Vaughn and the dragon. It certainly seemed like it, but could also be the first appearance of a power set. Really just going to have to keep watching and see how that one develops. I'm going to make the assumption that the red ball he pulled from the dragon, Energist, he calls it, is going to be the power source for the mech and the like. It just seems like an easy read, but I'm making a note just in case I'm wrong. To my earlier thought about Amino knowing what was going on or being the angel, obviously the way he questions everything going on at the end of the episode would make you think he's just as clueless as everyone else, but I can't drop my suspicions from earlier in the episode that the show might just be using that end as misdirection. Maybe for Yukari's sake, I don't know. And my last note here, also, think I said this during the reaction, there is a Catgirl person in the opening. Obviously, the creatures we saw at the end of the episode were more animal people. I expect that they will actually be friendly, and that the show is trying to throw us off by ending an episode with them appearing hostile, like a from Hitomi's point of view thing, scared and in a new world. Those are my thoughts, though, so I don't think there's anything left but to hop on into the next episode and see where we go from here.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I do have to say, in regards to the art style, I do not have as big of a problem with generally, except the shoulders, man. What's going on with those shoulders? I do not have a problem with generally most of it, but the faces, man. The faces are the weirdest thing for me. I don't know, it feels like everybody was drawn. I don't even know how, sorry, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like if you were watching Inuyasha, but for some reason they decided to draw all the Inuyasha's faces, women's faces, as men. I don't know who that guy is, but he reminds me of the clown villain from Final Fantasy VI. Hey, it's my my Red Eyes White Dragon. I think I made that joke the first time. Forgive me. And there's also a kind of a big eye, small mouth effect going on. Not to the same degree as, say, Ray Earth. I was about to say Clamp, but I can't tell if this is a Clamp production or not. I don't think it is. Again, also the oddness that you could see the moon orbiting Earth from Gaia. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. Is the idea that they would have been hostile had it not been that Van was the one there?
神崎のお母さんは俺たちの話を信じてくれた。お母さんも言ってたじゃないか。神崎はきっと帰ってくる。それまでは俺も日本にいるよ。
So wait, her mother had no problem? Okay, I was very suspicious of the fact we didn't see the mother in the first episode, but now we're seeing her, so... Again, if I'm right about the grandmother thing, then the mom might know.
それじゃあその娘は
ああ、幻の月の住人だ。
こいつはたまげた。久しぶりに村に現れたかと思ったら幻の月の帰りだと。そういや、俺たち狼人の
I didn't call her a demon, though, so I guess I was wrong about that one.
月との行き来ができたとあるが、まさかな。
幻の月って？
ほら、あんたが来たっていうあの青い月のことさ。
幻の月。
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of like mystic connection between them and they're not actually orbiting one another.
どうした？
I guess she does have future sight.
そういや、近頃やけに幻の月が明るく光ってやがる。そのせいかもしれんな。不思議なことが起こるのも。すでに3日。このままお戻りにならなかったら、ファーネリアはどうなる？まさか、兄フォルケン様と同じく継承の儀式を放棄して。バルカス、お主の考えは？
Definitely more characters I gotta add.
それがしがバーン様の教育係の命を受け10年。この大義のために日々を過ごしてこられたのだ。それもすべて兄フォルケン様がファーネル家に負わされた
His own members.
たとえ竜に手足をもがれようとも決して逃げ出すようなことはありはせぬ。
So it's like a feudal society or something.
ほら、あれがファーネリアだ、娘さん。
Seems like her castle's kind of crumbling there in the back.
おい、早く早く！バンさんがついてくるぞ！
バー様がお戻りになったの？
Yeah, I guess they wouldn't have been in trouble at all, because it seems like these animal people also live with human people. Kind of wonder what they're doing out there to begin with. The one from the opening.
よくぞご無事で。メルル死ぬほど心配しておりましたのよ。
Except for the licking, almost exactly the same reaction Hitomi had after the dragon fight.
狼さんの次は子猫ちゃんか。
バーン様。バーン様。 バーン様。
I
の義を果たし、今ここにドラグエナジストを持ち帰った。
Oh, not just Energist, now it's Dragonist.
ドラグエナジスト。我らファネリア侍大将4名、確かにお見届けいたしました。
ありがとう、みんな。
王子様
I think he, like, expressed that when he was like, oh, you want a reward? So, feudal Japan with giant robots. Samurai robot.
ああ、この匂い。やはりメレフはいい。しばらく戦もなかったから、これを着るのも久しぶりじゃ。
I like the design, it's pretty cool.
戴冠式の御前試合。腕が鳴るな。親方様、無理はダメですよ。もうお年なんですから。
I guess thankfully she brought a bag of... My confusion is that she only planned to go run in front of Amino. So how much change of clothes could she really have? Yeah, I mean, I guess the concern has to be, how do you get home?
天野先輩
Her pendant's so much bigger than yours.
何よあんまり慣れ慣れしくしないでよねえバーン様に近づくなってこと
Okay, it is giant love triangle.
よそ者なんかにバーン様に慣れ慣れしくしてほしくないって言ってんの慣れ慣れしくなんてないわよあーちょっとほらやめてったら
How much stuff did you bring just to go on a run?
綺麗な石ねもらっとくわちょっとも
This kid's a problem.
う待て泥棒猫め アスリートをなめるな
I'm assuming she's gonna run into somebody from around the corner. August is a beast. And he's covered in so many scars, I have to wonder if those are scars or if he's part cat person himself. I mean, swing up and...
命のやり取りの件は好きじゃない。
これからファーネリアの王となろうお方がそのような
Gotta come down below and come up towards his nuts.
なりたくて王になるわけじゃない。
王様お客人がいらっしゃってます。
ごめんなさい別に覗き見してたわけじゃなくて
なんだお前か。
はああ
Yeah, your little cat friend robbed from me.
あああんた私のペンダントあいつバー
話はお聞きしました。バーン様がお世話になったそうで。戴冠式が終わり次第、我々が総力を挙げて、そなたが幻の月へ戻る方法を探しましょ
Again, I'd have to wonder what it would be, though.
本当ですか？
う。バーネリアの侍は。
So it seems like it has to be mystical, not like a space program.
どう妙だな。何か嫌な匂いがしたんだが、気のせいか。
Does this imply there's a third world looking to invade? Because certainly if you can come here from Earth, that would imply that if there's other worlds on this, like, chain...
私もバーン様の晴れ姿見たかったよ。もうバルカスさん気を使わなくてもいいのに。
ファーネリア王バーン・ファーネル、王の証としてこれを授け
I don't know where this, pretty cool appearance, though. I would say, well, their dress was like, it kind of reminded me of a Mongolian steppe, if you ever seen people dressed from that region. Okay, not teleported. They're just cloaked. Okay.
どうした？いや。
To be fair, if that guy had said anything, I still don't think he would have survived. I guess the event is so loud. I'm just saying people just can't hear this. Throw a spear, my dude. Yeah, just don't stand there. Throw shit at it. Try and see where it is.
おい、なんだ？煙が上がってるぞ。火事か？
I feel like you guys are doomed if you have to be told you're under attack.
見えない敵。バルガス。メレフで敵を食い止める。ルマ、アソナ、ユリゼン、頼んだぞ。
俺はどうすれば？
バーン様は百人の瞳様と共に聖堂へ。
聖堂？
はい。万が一の時はエスカフローネと共に脱出を。
エスカフローネ。
So I'm guessing, oh, it is Escaflowne with the E sound, Escaflowne. So I'm guessing that's going to be the white mecha, or methyl, or I forget what they already called them. I mean, legit throw shit at them. Cover them in powder or something. Pretty harsh to call them on cowardice when they're literally attacking you while invisible. The face complaint I was having does not apply to the old men, because those already look like old men faces. I really appreciate that they're going all full on the blood and everything. Was our dude here? Is Balgus going to be the Master Asia? Takes on mechs on a on his own. That is a wild cut for it to bleed that hard.
我ファーネリアの新たなる王バーン・ファーネル汝エスカフローネと血の契約を結ばん眠れし竜よ今ここに目覚めよ
Oh, he said sleeping dragon. Is it going to be the red eyes white dragon I keep making that joke about in the opening? Gotta wonder why it was in the rock. You'll appreciate any mech that comes with its own Gregorian monk chant. Okay, so it's the mech, not the dragon. Maybe he can turn into the dragon. So you stole the heart of a dragon, and now your mech has the heart of a dragon.
エスカフローネで戦う
It's ironically not too different from how organic the Rivus feels like when it's doing its weird little motions.
古文書の通りだ
Like it's hydraulic in some aspects. I do appreciate how much thought that they've put into how this thing works. Even if it does have a big old fuck me weak point.
これがエスカフローネ。
何をしてるさっさと隠れろ
Come for your daughter, Chuck.
来たか
Yeah, be worried about your skirt. Again, I would be making broad, sweeping motions.
何
Did they catch on fire when they broke off? So we got Melfs and Guy Melfs? Yep, dude's Master Asia. Undefeated of the East.
今のうちに人々様を連れて脱出を
俺は敵に背を向けて逃げはしない
To be fair, that's what Lord Balls. That's what Balkus was saying about the dragon hunt before. Dude is a beast. Though I guess to be fair, they got these giant holes where you can see the person piloting. I legit don't know who's gonna live and die in this show. I thought that dude was gonna be like the mentor of the show, not like the first sacrifice to inspire the revenge story. I don't know. So the pendant does do something. I mean, damn. Like I said, I did not anticipate that Balgus would go down. Especially because they did the whole training scene leading up. I just can't have anticipated that, like, mentor-trainee relationship. Or at least head of guard or something. I guess I should have anticipated what with the, everybody else being sent out dying in the path. That Balgus showing up there at the very end would imply that nobody else was left. I guess it does fit into the trope of, you know, last one left, go, get away, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. Again, the fact... Oh, wait! Oh god, no, I've called it wrong the whole time. I thought that was Amino in the credits. That's definitely tall blonde guy kissing her. So I guess maybe she doesn't get home during this and go back and forth. Well, at least I figured that out by the second episode, that I was wrong.
Escaflowne.
There she is. Tall blonde guy. Alright, very confusing. Not confusing, sorry. I don't even know what I meant to say there. Sorry, what I was thinking about is that we saw the Escaflowne, or sorry, actually is Escaflowne. Thought I was making that up, turns out to be true. We saw the Escaflowne fighting another Melif? I think they're called Melifs, or Guy Melifs. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between a Guy Melif and a Melif. Sounds funny to say that out loud, but it's true. And the first Melif that we saw, the pilot got out of it and said, "Oh, I can't wait for that tournament to happen." So now I'm wondering if that is the tournament, but it seems way too soon between the fall of his kingdom and entering a tournament. Unless it's something like happening, like, oh, we need money, and even though I'm the king, I'm no longer in the country and I have nothing worth of value. So let's enter the tournament, win the tournament, get the money so that we can then raise an army to go back and take back Finalia? Finalia, I think it's Finalia. I don't know, there's a lot of interesting world building going on. and I'm glad that we are not sticking around too long in one place in order for us to learn or discover just enough interesting stuff before we then move along, so we can ask questions, be interested, but not have like 3 episodes of, oh, time to chase the cat around the city, you know? Because I feel like we're going to get more of that later. This kind of feels like that kind of show where we're going to get more development time on a character level with certain characters, and then the areas are going to be questionable, but fun questionable, not like, what the fuck is going on here questionable. I really like this. I am shocked. I think I said this during the first episode that Rafferty, one of the guys who was here back in the tabletop days, we've done a couple of OVAs and movies reactions with him. He said a Vision of Escaflowne or Escaflowne was bad, and he thought it was really bad. And that's what I've taken to my heart going into this. And it's like, no, this is pretty damn good. I am really enjoying it, especially the mixture of potential depth and what isn't. If you remember in the beginning of this episode, not the episode, during the reaction when I was talking about my notes, and I'm going over the tarot card readings, and they actually chose to do the Celtic Cross tarot card reading, which means that they are actually using a tarot card reading, and the fact that there's a fake card in her mix, and that we're not revealing all the cards or where they are in the ordering, meaning that they can do stuff with that to the storyline, or later reveal what her reading actually was and play it forwards. Like, that is a very minor thing that might not mean anything to anybody, but it's something I can read into and try and make guesses about. The fact that they gave Amino actual numbers to his run, to the fact that I can compare him against other people in the world. Technically, I also have somewhat close to Hitomi's numbers, and that I know what she was trying to beat. I don't know where she actually is, but I can then judge her against the numbers there to see how good of an athlete she is based on human standard. Maybe not so much to Gaia standard. There's enough there that I can work with, that I can ask questions and not be like, I don't know what's fucking going on, let's see what happens next. I love that. The art style becomes even better in a fight. The fact that all the people have old man faces only hurts the teenage girl. The fact that the show seems to be littered with middle-aged men to old men, really does benefit when they're like bleeding from the face and dying, because it is the ultimate art style for that. So really love that too. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the only negative I can really say about this is we can only kind of really go down from here, because I feel like we've peaked pretty early, and at best we can plateau, but what seems more likely is that we're going to crest down a valley and then maybe pick up again later. But as a negative, that's not too bad of a negative. So yeah, I'm excited to see where we go from here. That said, I think that's it for this episode. So once again, I have been Theta. This has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?